watching KWQC-TV6 Davenport, celebrating 75 years. Live from the Quad City's #1 station for news. This is KWQC-TV6 News at 6.
And as you can imagine, we're going to start with the weather first at 6 o'clock. On this first alert day, we have seen snow pile up across Iowa and Illinois since the overnight hours. The snow and wind causing rough travel conditions on highways and adding several minutes to commute times in the metro. Plow drivers have been working hard since this morning, clearing streets and roads, with the work seemingly never ending. Now, the snow has started to let up here in the QC Metro, which will, of course, help crews with snow removal, but that wind is expected to kick up in a major way later on tonight, still presenting some dangerous road conditions. That's the scene as we join you here at 6 o'clock. Thanks for being with us. I'm Redrick Terry. Morgan is off today. Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland is not. It is definitely a day where we need you and the whole team here. It has been a busy one out there today.
Yeah, that's right. And we are about to make the transition from snow, as you mentioned, it's starting to wind down, to wind, and that highest gust threat will be this evening into early tonight. We could be talking about wind gusts around 50 miles per hour.
Wow, definitely not something you really want to be outside during, especially traveling.
Yeah, that's right. So that's going to likely cause some whiteout conditions. And of course, even if the plows are out later tonight, they're not going to make much headway because the roads will be plowed, and then shortly thereafter, snow will just blow and drift right across those open roads, especially in Iowa. Travel not advised in Iowa. I'd say the same for Illinois, where our roads are mainly covered with snow, completely covered, north of Galesburg, right up into northwestern Illinois. These travel conditions aren't going to get much better. We do still have a little bit of snow left, not as widespread as it's been, even setting up just south of the metro here from Muscatine to Galesburg back to Mount Pleasant or Burlington. Some fairly moderate snow, and even more to wrap around, although that back edge there is starting to diminish a little bit, but we can still count on additional accumulations. Not all of these reports are up to date. These are the last we pulled off the wire, and you can see that right around the Metro Quad Cities, anywhere from about 8 to 11 inches of snow, if not more now. 13 inches in Muscatine, Mount Carroll at 4.3. And again, I'll just say this, that your picnic table behind the house is not the best place to measure snow. Makes for some great pictures because it's piled up about that high, but because of the wind, open areas are always the place where you officially measure snow. Nonetheless, what you have in your yard is what you're going to have to deal with either way. Might have to deal with this evening an additional 1 to 2, maybe some areas scattered, picking up another 3 inches of snow before it all winds down. Our blizzard warning officially came into effect at 5. This goes until noon tomorrow. Wind chills of about 0 to -20 overnight. And with those evening and early overnight gusts of 50 miles per hour, whiteout conditions will continue. And with the strong winds, we're done with the blizzard first alert day at 12 tomorrow. But we go through Tuesday for really cold wind chills. Look at those gusts around 50 miles per hour as we go through the evening and even through the day tomorrow. Not good for cleanup, especially on those open roads. Winds continuing to gust between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Snow winds down this evening. We're cloudy, windy, and cold into our Saturday. Colder after that.
All right, Eric, and our winter storm team coverage continues as plow crews across the area try to keep up and clear the snow off of roadways. TV6's Joshua Blount joins us live now outside of the station tonight after riding along with a Moline snowplow driver earlier today on what no doubt has been a long day for them and all others around the QCA, Joshua.
Yeah, Reggie, what I learned today was that those plow truck drivers were working 2 12-hour shifts. And when I was there earlier today in Moline, multiple trucks were still on the roads making those passes to get those roads clear for the community. Now, the Public Works Department says their focus right now is those main routes and hills, and they will make passes through residential areas when possible along the way. Now, the time to get those roads clear will depend on how much snow is falling. The street operations manager says they have every piece of equipment that the city, every piece of snow equipment that is that the city owns on the streets right now, trying to get those roads clear. They also had the chance to use their new salt brine system, which the city says has worked well to treat the roads. Now, during my ride along today, the plow driver says it's not as simple as jumping in the truck and moving some snow.
But there is a lot of plow training involved before each season. We'll take a couple weeks and go through some training courses and videos and go actually just drive the vehicles without any snow on the ground so you could see any new obstacles that have occurred over the years that weren't there before.
Redrick, as I stand along Brady Street here, I look at the road and this looks different than it was my last two live shots from earlier. There is actually some snow sticking to the ground versus earlier I could actually see the ground clearly, and the traffic was kind of, traveling up the road at a quicker speed, but the traffic has slowed down a bit here. So if you are in the Brady Street area, you just want to make sure that you are taking your time. Give yourself that extra time on your commute. Don't hit the brakes too hard or, accelerate too quickly as you could possibly slide. Reporting live from Davenport, Joshua Blount, TV6 News.
All right, Joshua, good advice. Thank you. And the city of Moline says, if possible, don't park on the streets, as this can, of course, help crews clear that road quicker. Now, we have seen several reports of power outages throughout the area today. You're looking now at the Mid-American Energy outage map, which at one point was reporting more than 2,200 outages in the Illinois Quad Cities. There were also more than 1,600 outages in the Iowa Quad Cities reported at one point this morning. Those numbers are down a little bit tonight, but still in the hundreds. Lots of people being affected. Mid-American Energy said they are seeing a large number of utility scams coinciding with this recent weather. According to company officials, it's resulted in the loss of several $1,000s. They say the scammers will claim that they're from Mid-American. They claim that they didn't get the payment, and they'll threaten to shut off utility service unless they're paid over the phone. Mid-American says if you are actually behind on their payments, they will send you several notices. Of course, with the ongoing winter weather, our local emergency health workers say they're prepared to keep our community safe. TV6's Wafa as it brings us an inside look at some of their preparations. Wafa?
Redrick, I spoke with staff at Unity Point Health today who said in the hours leading to a snow emergency, the hospital reviews safety and winter weather emergency plans. They also hold meetings with county and other emergency managements, aligning efforts and coordinating resources to guarantee unified response.
If you don't have to be outside, stay home. Don't be outside. Don't travel.
While working from home on snow days could be an option for some, for hospital workers, it could mean being away from home for days.
I live an hour and a half from Unity Point. So once I'm there, I'm there. If the weather's going to get bad, I'm staying, whether it be a local hotel. Most of the time, the hospital is very open to letting me just stay there in the hospital.
Staff say they began by stockpiling essential supplies, creating sleep rooms for team members to stay overnight, but cleaning those sidewalks and entryways is their main mission.
But it's just keeping up with the snow that we've got here and keeping things clear, keeping things open and moving to make sure that we can safely, obviously, continue our mission of taking care of patients here at the 4 campuses, as well as making sure that we put accommodations in there for our staff and stuff like that to make sure that they can get to work safely and have a safe environment to work in.
Staff say coordination among different departments plays a key role in helping around the ER.
Once in a while, they'll send us patient care techs or nurses from other departments that, for instance, did decrease their workload that day because of the weather emergencies. And we use those if a nurse comes from another department. There's a lot in the ER, of course, that nurses throughout the hospital isn't able to do. So we use them a lot as nurse extenders.
Common injuries during winter emergencies, such as slips, trips, and falls, as well as car accidents, are anticipated. And that's why they encourage people to stay inside if they can. Redrick?
All right, Wafa, thank you. Now, staff say they have reached out to patients to reschedule or move up appointments since some clinics and walk-in care sites closed early today. But, of course, the emergency departments, they say, will stay open. Coming up at 6, the cold weather won't stop the Iowa caucuses from going on, how it could affect the process as dangerous temperatures are expected Monday.
And before the extremely dangerous wind chills set in early next week, really Sunday through Tuesday morning, tomorrow, if you're cleaning off that driveway, you really want to layer up because we'll have wind chills anywhere from 0 east to minus 20 west. All the weather details that you need to know coming up.
Today is a first alert day.
With the unstoppable 10G platform from Mediacom, you have the speed to slay every day. You can run your own smart home. You can outsmart the competition. You can share an ingenious idea to a world of geniuses. Become an overnight success story or Insta-famous. You can play a brilliant game or change how the game is played. Anything is possible when you are unstoppable.
Make your house a home at Goods Furniture and Mattress in Kewanee.
One trip to Goods and you will see it all. We help you find the perfect mattress for a great night's sleep.
The selection of mattresses is amazing here.
Shop the largest furniture and mattress store in the Midwest for home furnishings in every price point.
Goods has something for everyone, no matter the size of your family or the size of your budget.
We're big enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Welcome to the Goods family.
This furniture and mattress, only $20.
Make America great again. Build the wall. Big League. So good. Make America great again.
SFA Fund Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired."
Some angry gunman opened fire. Multiple people wounded. We need to act now.
We need to shop.
No, that is clearly not what he wants.
Somebody has to decide and fast.
Transplant tonight on NBC and Peacock.
I see a bright light come through the curtain and I knew I was going to die.
There were shots fired. Help me. Who's that?
A betrayal that changes everything.
Ghosts can't talk, and I'm supposed to be dead.
An all-new Dateline tonight, 9/8 Central.
It is already expected to be the coldest caucus day in 50 years when Republicans in Iowa gather on Monday to pick their nominee for president. TV6 Investigates Matt Christensen has been speaking with political pundits about the turnout and what it could mean for results. So, Matt, what do voters need to know?
Well, the Scott County GOP was expecting a record turnout on Monday. And then came the storm. Next comes the cold. And that's going to mean fewer people show up to caucus. I asked Tim Hagel, a political scientist at the University of Iowa, how that might sway the race.
In terms of the candidates and the campaigns that it affects, that's kind of an open question, too. It doesn't seem, for the most part, that there's a clear, okay, this candidate's supporters aren't going to turn out or more or less likely to if the weather's bad, that kind of a thing. It really often has to do with a combination of the intensity of the supporters, but also the ground game for the campaigns.
Former President Donald Trump maintains a 30-point lead in some polls. And even if turnout is extremely low, Hagel said it likely won't be enough for other candidates to close that gap. Older voters may opt to stay home, and young voters caucusing for the first time might skip if they're unsure if it's worth showing up. And that could all affect the momentum for Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley heading into New Hampshire. But for now, all eyes are on Iowa in this winter storm.
Will the people in the cities be affected less than in the rural areas where they might still have some difficulty traveling to a precinct that's further away than one that's maybe a couple blocks away in a city? So it's all wait and see at this point.
The chair of the Scott County Republicans is urging voters to carpool to caucus sites. A reminder, the caucuses start at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Matt. Now, our Iowa Capitol Bureau also spoke to Governor Reynolds ahead of Monday's caucuses. The governor said while they want to see Iowans get out and vote, safety should be top of mind.
I was hoping we would break a record for this caucus, and I think, with what we've seen from the amount of interest from Iowans, I think possibly we could have done that. But so that's going to damper that a little bit. But it is about who's enthusiastic about their candidates, and who's, really believes in them.
Of course, we'll continue our coverage on the weather's impact to caucus night later tonight at 10 o'clock. Let's take another look outside as we are certainly ending the week with a bang. First the snow, then the bitter cold that's on the way. When exactly can we expect things to cool down? Eric has the answer next in the First Alert Forecast.
Getting answers. TV6 investigates.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Imagine a president with grit and grace, a different style, not a name from the past. Your family deserves a border secured, an economy restored, a nation respected.
Our moment is now. Our mission is clear. Let's save our country and secure our future, and let's move forward together toward our destiny in a strong and proud America.
I'm Nikki Haley, and I approve this message.
If we look like this, the last time you bought floors, you're due for an update. It's time to update, upgrade, and save at Carpetland USA. Update one room or your whole house with no money down plus 3 years no interest. Or pay cash and get 15% off the sale price. Plus, get an instant $100 upgrade. Carpetland USA, the easy choice for new floors.
Everywhere you look, Trump beats Biden on the economy. Take-home pay, up $6,000 under Trump. Under Biden, down $7,000. Mortgage rates, low under Trump. Punishing under Biden. Personal and retirement investments, up 40% under Trump. Under Biden, your investments fell, along with other things. Trump, he'll make America's economy great again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Now, your most reliable forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Yeah, well, as promised, a few inches to about a foot plus of snow and a little bit more to come this evening. But as we mentioned earlier, transitioning now from snow to wind. And as we look southwest from the station here, visibility does drop just a little bit downriver. We've got some snow coming back toward the area from the south and west. We'll get to that radar in a moment. But here come those winds. They're starting to scream off to our west, 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. You can see 40 in Waterloo. And this will start blowing and drifting that snow as we go through the evening. And thankfully, at the same time, snow will be tapering off. But I do still think we'll be getting rid of the snow not until a little bit after midnight in terms of completeness. And here's a look at those wind chills right now. Still 20s around much of the area, but the farther west you go, the faster they drop. Teens and all the way down to -4 in Ottumwa. Feels like 2 below in Waterloo. Once that hits, get used to it. Here's a look then at where our wind gusts go this evening. Again, they're starting to crank up to our west. They'll be around 50 miles per hour for much of the evening, tapering off just a little bit, but for the day Saturday, staying mostly between 30 and 40 miles per hour. That is enough to blow that snow back over the roads once they're cleared. And unfortunately, you notice that snow sticking to all the trees. Once we get these winds in here to lock in this evening through the day tomorrow, probably getting more power outages as we'll lose a lot of those snow-laden branches just because of the weight of that snow. Look at our wind chills for tomorrow morning. We start off between 0 and -20. And we do have a wind chill watch. This will become a wind chill warning, I'm sure, in effect Saturday evening through noon Tuesday. Coldest wind chills between -30 and -40. Yeah, so you don't want to be out in this. Look where we start off on Sunday, anywhere between about -25 and -35. Monday morning, really not much improvement. Mid-20s to near 30 below for wind chills. Maybe even a little bit colder on Tuesday. Here's where we're really pushing that -40-degree wind chill level. Here's a look at the radar. To the north, we have a little bit of snow left over, but here's that little batch south and west of the metro that's moving in now. This will scoot across west central Illinois once it leaves southeast Iowa. Back edge of the snow in central Iowa, that is diminishing, and thankfully this next snow system is going to be missing us to the south, but it will continue to push some clouds our way. So through the evening, snow will diminish. We'll get back to a cloudy sky for the night. For the day Saturday, a peak or two of sunshine. That's kind of iffy. Mostly cloudy skies. Can't rule out a snow shower, but we'll keep those winds rather strong. And with additional snowfall this evening before it comes to an end of maybe 1, 2, or even 3 inches, that will get our totals in a lot of spots, so around the upper single digits to just a little bit over a foot. Sunday comes along, we get some sunshine, won't really help us out. It'll look good from the warm side of the window because it will be very, very cold. There are those clouds from that system that misses us off to the south. We'll take a look at that very chilly 7-day, give you a chance to fasten the seatbelt right after this.
Since 1946, it's been about more than just due track, more than just profits, more than just being the biggest credit union or growing the fastest. As a financial cooperative, it's always been about being a part of our communities, for our members, for everyone, in the everyday and in the long run, giving back, paying it forward, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It's always been possible with Due Track.
Well, maybe you were just on orbits getting that ticket to Florida. 11 degrees tonight. Wind chills by morning 0 to -20. Cloudy and blustery. Gusts above 45 at times toward 50. Snow will taper off. For our Saturday, a high of only 13. 11 to 13. And then by the middle of the afternoon, these temperatures are likely dropping. There are those gusts between 30 and 35 miles per hour. A few snow showers can't be rolled out. Snow faux showers. Something like that. Mostly cloudy and gusty. And as we take a look at that 7-day forecast, here comes the real cold. 0 the high Sunday, -14 Monday morning, -1 the high Monday, -13 Tuesday morning, 0 the high. Hey, look at those teens Wednesday and Thursday, which will probably feel really good by then.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, using technology to help a child in need. Next at 6, a look at a new creation used to help a boy from Iowa City get around a lot easier.
Here's the latest, greatest way to save at Green Chevy. Introducing our great new discounts on great new inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose. Get our Green Chevy Discounts Plus deal. Take our new Silverado LTZ Plus, loaded with leather, 20-inch wheels and V8. Bring in your trade and get $5,000 off MSRP, plus an additional $5,000 in green cash. Take it home for $10,000 off. See you tomorrow at Green Chevy.
Green, gotta go to Green. This month, you can get a concrete coating for free with our scratch-off gift. And if you don't happen to win one of the free coatings we're giving away, you will win something guaranteed. No matter what you win, you can get a brand new coating for as little as $30 per month. Call the number or visit the website for your new floor today.
Every year, lung cancer claims more lives than colon, prostate, ovarian, and breast cancers combined. At Genesis, we provide the expertise and technology you need to help navigate your journey from discovery to treatment. With our free online assessment, Genesis is here for you to determine your level of risk for lung cancer. Through additional screenings with our experts, we're here for you. And with the region's only Ion robot, we're here for you to provide early detection and quicker recoveries. No matter what the result, we're in this together.
Nikki Haley told New Hampshire what she really thinks about Iowa.
You know Iowa starts it. You know that you correct it.
New Hampshire corrects Iowa?
Oh my gosh.
Nikki doesn't respect you. She thinks New England knows better.
Iowa starts it. You change personalities, you go into New Hampshire.
Why should Iowans support another fake politician who disrespects them?
Iowa starts it. You know that you correct it.
How can you trust Nikki Haley when she doesn't trust you? Fight Right is responsible for the content of this ad.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
A little boy suffering from a debilitating disease in the Iowa City area is getting a massive help with moving around. As Becky Phelps reports, a local robotics team is stepping up by making him a robotic Jeep.
And this is Simon Madsen. He has muscular dystrophy, and due to that, he's not able to physically move around the same way a normal 16-month-old would.
Simon Madsen is an energetic vocal kid. Now, thanks to months of hard work from the Iowa City robotics team, he's about to be a lot more mobile.
We got the car and got a lot of materials from like the Iowa City Parks and Rec, and Procter & Gamble sent us some things as well.
This toy car is adapted specifically to Simon's needs.
So we have a switch on the top section of the car that allows us to kill power. We added a button rather than the foot pedal, which is a lot less force required to move it.
The project was all hands on deck.
I did help with the gluing and priming of the PVC pipe back, and I also helped with cable connectors.
And after some last-minute adjustments, it's the perfect fit for Simon.
Backing we made so that it would be able to be more like useful for Simon is fairly simple, because it's just, you know, PVC pipes that you cover in some pool noodles, and you like attach a boogie board to it as a nice backing as well.
Ready to take him anywhere he wants to go.
Thankful that there are kind of groups around here that want to help out and will help him be the rambunctious, 1.5-year-old that he's dying to be.
That's a sweet story. All right, we'll check in with Eric and that wintry forecast next.
Visit us online. Go to KWQC.com.
Here's what Wall Street funded Nikki Haley just said in New Hampshire.
You know Iowa starts it. You know that you correct it.
Haley disparages the caucuses and insults you. It's Ron DeSantis, who embodies and defends Iowa's values of faith, family, and freedom. He's tirelessly working to earn your support.
Donald Trump is running for his issues. Nikki Haley's running for her donors' issues. I'm running for your issues.
I'm Ron DeSantis, and I approve this message.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. You told us you love stargazing, almost as much as you hate parallel parking. Remember how you forget to charge your phone? All good. That heavy right foot of yours? We got you. The Lexus ES didn't begin in a studio. It began with you.
COPD isn't pretty. I'm out of breath and often out of the picture. But this is my story. And with once daily Trelegy, it can still be beautiful. Because with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Trelegy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
What a wonderful Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
You're watching KWQC-TV6 News.
All right, watch out because those winds are going to sneak up on you. The snow is going to be gradually sneaking out this evening. Might last past midnight into a few places, but it is getting generally lighter. Might see a few snow bursts still left in the next few hours. But those gusts to our west, 30 to 40 miles per hour, those will close in on the Quad Cities during the evening. Take a look at the wind chills out that way. That purple means negative numbers. We're feeling like the 20s or teens in most of the area right now. And here's a look at those gusts as we forecast through the evening. They'll be right up around 50 degrees and stay at least around 40 miles per hour, I should say. Stay at least there through the evening, tapering back a little bit for our Saturday. But, you know, with those 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts during the day, we're still going to see an awful lot of blowing and drifting snow in the open areas. We'll start the day tomorrow with chills between 0 and minus 20. But with the colder chills coming in early next week, their wind chill watch will likely be turned into a wind chill warning, because Sunday we start off in the minus 30 degree range or so. And by Monday morning, it's about minus 25 to minus 35, closer to minus 40 over most of the area with those very cold temperatures and even light winds on Tuesday. That's how extreme it gets. Here's a look at the radar. A little bit of snow to get through, and then we'll start getting that blowing and drifting as the winds increase this evening.
Great news. Wow.
Yeah, right?
Thanks for
sunshine.
Thanks for being with us. Our hellos are from the Bettendorf North basketball game. Have a great night.
TMI on time, all the time for fast repair service.